would the Prophet swear at people? There are so many reports from the Prophet where he did sub on people. Sub. The word sub is there. Sabbahuma. You know those two people who came to the ones in the Persians, the Persians with mustache. There's a hadith, and it's sabbahuma.
Also, Sheikh, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he makes a dua. He says, "Oh Allah, for a believer who I did sab on, make it a virtue for him."
So what does the Prophet mean? Sub. For the Prophet, when these munafiqs, when they translated for the Prophet, they translated as criticism or as rebuke. In the English word is rebuke. When you rebuke someone, when you tell someone off, telling someone off, rebuking. For the Prophet is telling someone off. But when it comes to Muawiyah, speaking to Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas, it turns into swear words. So they play semantic games. And if you don't know your language, your Arabic, okay, you can easily be taken for a ride. So with these people, with the Qadianis, the Shia, and all these Batil Firaq, when they bring a hadith or some evidence to you, remember two things. Actually, three things. Number one, the authenticity of the report they're bringing. Check if they claim it's in Bukhari. Every Shia will come to you and say, Bukhari. It's not there.
Do they believe in Bukhari?
Sorry, no, they don't. They throw it at you. Bukhari is the only word they know. Bukhari. Okay? So it's not there. So always check the authenticity of the bringing. Number one. Number two, never ever accept the translation. Never. They will spin it, they will twist it that you won't even find out. Always check the translation. If you don't know the Arabic language, go to someone who does. Okay? Because these Batil Firaq, these people of Shubhat and Shahwat, they will always twist the language and use their own meanings. Number three, context, siyaq. So they might use an authentic report, they might use the authentic translation, but they will take it out of siyaq. They will take it away from context. So always remember to check these things. Never take what they present to you at face value. Never. And I challenge you that they will always spin the meaning because they themselves are misguided. They don't study. They have standard quotes and standard arguments they come and throw at you. And our Sunnis, mashallah, they don't read the books. They don't go and study. And everyone wants to be a philosopher. Every single one of them wants to debate these people. And then you get a slap from them, not knowing what you're talking about. You think, oh, Islam, it doesn't have any ground. No, you don't know. You have no knowledge. You don't have any answers. So not every single person should indulge in debates. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but they have some books of sermons of Hazrat Ali.
Yeah, Nahjul Balagha.
Well, how do we see them?
We don't know. They are not authentic. They are attributions. Some of those sermons are very powerful. They are very good, strong Nahjul Balagha. They are very strong language. Okay, so it is very possible. So if there is no chain with them, authentic chain, we don't have to accept them, unless there is something attributed to Ali which can be confirmed from hadith, our hadith literature, authentic Sahih hadith literature. Then we accept it. But anything other than that, question mark. We don't know.
That does not follow the chain process?
No, not everything, no.
In regards to the historical analysis of Umayyad Khalifa.
Sorry?
In terms of the historical analysis of the Umayyad Khalifa, they say that there was persecution of Ahlul Bayt later on.
Yes, true.
When did that start?
Ahlul Bayt became politicized. I'm not saying that persecution was correct or it was moral, but Ahlul Bayt, those who did not get involved in politics, okay, they were fine. For example, Zainul Abidin lived a peaceful life in Medina. Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq and Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, three Imams, but their children, they became politicized. They started to fight. For example, Zayd bin Ali bin Hussein, Hussein's radiallahu anh, his grandson, Zayd, Imam Zayd, he fought against the strongest army in the world. So now there is a ruler, let's say, good or bad. Hisham bin Abdul Malik, who ruled for 20 years. One of the most powerful Umayyad caliphs. So powerful that his territory, his borders were stretching from China to Spain. Hisham was minting coins in Spain and China. That's the biggest political power in the world to date. No empire had stretched this far to date, even Alexander the Great and the Roman Empire. Umayyad Empire was the largest empire in the world. Okay? So, Hisham bin Abdul Malik is the caliph. Zayd bin Ali bin Hussein radiallahu anh, he decides to fight. And then he depends on his Shias. And then he gets betrayed again. And guess what? Advisors, what were they telling them? Don't do it. Your ancestors have tried it. It didn't work. Don't do it. Politics is not for you. Yeah. He didn't agree with it, but he supported him. He would rather support who? Okay, if someone asked me who was better, who was a better choice, Imam Zayd or Hisham, I would say Imam Zayd, hands down, Imam Zayd. But could he fight him? No. If I was alive at the time, I would say to Imam Zayd, just go to Medina, just like your father, and don't do this. Because they suffered, the whole family suffered. And then what happens? Same thing happened to Banu Umayyah. Not that within some years, 10 to 15 years, the Umayyads got completely wiped out by the Abbasids. So the Abbasids came and wiped them out. So anyone who got involved in politics at any time, any rebellions in the history of Islam, they were crushed brutally.
When did the Fatimids and Abbasids split?
Sorry?
When did the Fatimids and Abbasids split?
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. When did the Fatimids and the Abbasids split? Why did they split?
The Fatimids and the Abbasids?
Yeah.
No, they never coexisted. Fatimids were Shia. They were Ismaili, Bataniya, Shia.
Abbasid were there.
Yeah.
Muhammad and Nafs Zakiyah. They also killed him in Medina as well.
Ibrahim, Nafs Zakiyah and all that. These rebellions, the Abbasids also. Then what happened? Now this is amazing. This is another something very, very important. People don't know this. And this is, just take this from me. And remember this argument. Just like Hassan giving bay'ah to Muawiyah. When Shias claim Ithna Ashariya religion for the Imams, that they were all Ithna Ashariya-ish. Okay, even though Ithna Ashariya was qualified after the 11th Imam and the 12th is still missing. Still they're looking for him. Okay.
Please release the latest videos on the spiritual teaching.
Who?
Brothers of God, they will watch your video.
Today, from today?
No, whenever you have a time.
Okay.
Rawhaniyat.
Okay.
The spiritual side.
Okay, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, so what happens? Banu Abbas, the Abbasids, what were they? Sunni or Shia? Sunni. How Sunni were they? Extreme. Okay, I'll take your word for it. They were extreme.
Abbas,
Yeah.
depending on the era.
No. Harun al-Rashid and his children.
Harun al-Rashid is different from his children because his children then became Mu'tazila.
Yes, they did. But even Mu'tazila claimed to be Ahl Sunnah. They did not claim Tashayyu.
Yeah, of course.
They were not upon Tashayyu. Okay? So Abbasi government or Abbasi state was essentially Sunni, even though there were three Khulafa in between that came and they upheld Mu'tazili view, but later on they basically disowned Ihtizal or rationalism, blind rationalism or Aristotelian rationalism, if you want to put it that way. Okay, so what happens at the time of Al-Ma'mun? Al-Ma'mun arguably was one of the most powerful Abbasid caliphs, just like Hisham was. What does Al-Ma'mun do? He declares Imam Ali Rida as his successor. Now, I will repeat so that you get the point. Who is Imam Ali Rida? Seventh for the Shia. Seventh Shia Imam. Who has to be Shia, right? Who has to be Shia? You're not getting my point. The seventh Imam has to be Shia. He has to be Shia, no? Otherwise, he's not the Imam. Would he be the Imam if he's not Shia? Okay. Why is Imam Zayd not the Imam? Because he was not Shia enough. He was not Shia. Imam Ali Rida is the epitome of Shiaism. To the extent that Mashhad, his is one of the biggest shrines in the Shia world. Yeah, yeah.
Like my Shia did.
He's buried in Mashhad. Now, Al-Ma'mun being surrounded by Sunni ulama, some of them he's torturing, no doubt, for i'tizal, not for tashayyu, for i'tizal, for mu'tazila, for the mu'tazila. Okay, but he is Sunni. He is proclaiming to be Sunni. He is the son of Harun al-Rashid, who had people like Qadi Abu Yusuf, the student of Imam Abu Hanifa, as his Qadi. Are you listening? I'm trying to give you the extent we're dealing with here. This is not a small thing that you can brush aside. Qadi Abu Yusuf is a student of Imam Abu Hanifa. These are the pillars of Sunnah or Ahl Sunnah, right? In the Abbasid period. Harun al-Rashid was the Caliph and he was the Qadi. Now, he was the Qadi at the time of Mansur, Al-Mahdi, and I am sure he served Harun al-Rashid as well. Okay?
I think Harun al-Rashid had the student of Imam Malik. What's his name again?
Qadi Abu Yusuf was the Qadi in his time as well. Because Harun al-Rashid came to power in 170. Can anyone check when Qadi Abu Yusuf died? Can anyone check online when Qadi Abu Yusuf died? Imam Abu Hanifa died in 150. So Harun al-Rashid came to power in 170 and he died in 193. So Al-Ma'mun, the son of Harun al-Rashid, self-proclaimed champion of Sunni Islam, even though with a Mu'tazili twist, okay, he appoints Imam Ali Rida as his successor. Now my question to Shia and Sunnis is, if Imam Ali Rida was Shia like the Shias of today, do you think he would ever get appointed to that position? You don't know what that means. Let me explain something to you. The extent of the announcement.
Yeah, 798 AD.
No, Hijri. What was the Hijri?
Why did he want to appoint Ali Reza?
Yeah, 181.
81. So he did serve Harun al-Rashid. He did serve Harun al-Rashid.
Was he also student of Imam Malik?
Yes.
Yes, it was him. Yeah.
Qadi Abu Yusuf.
Because when Imam al-Shafi'i was imprisoned by Harun al-Rashid, he recognized Imam al-Shafi'i.
Sorry guys.
When we went to listen to Habib Ali Jifri, I saw him there. The guy who was here, the old one with the long beard. And then I met him again when we went to see a ship.
I have something. I have the physical evidence of this announcement. And not many people know of this, so when you see it, as they say, seeing is believing. I never find something when I'm looking for it. Subhanallah. Sorry? Can anyone Google Abbasid coin Imam Ali Rida? Just Google Abbasid coin. I'll do it now. There we go. There we go. Abbasid al-Ma'mun, silver dirham. It sold for 495 pounds by a coin dealer called Baldwin's. Okay? It declares Imam Ali Rida as Waliul Ahad. And this coin was minted in thousands and distributed to many Muslim capitals. So this declaration was not in a secret room in a chamber somewhere on a will that, okay, no problem, when I die you can become the Imam and the Khalifa. No, this was declared publicly. Imam Ali Rida. So if Imam Ali Rida was a Shi'i, like the Shias claim, like them, he would never have a chance to be announced, and the ulama would be in an eruption, more so than against Ihtizal, because this would be absolutely unthinkable.
Why did you want him as the next?
Because he thought that Imam Ali Rida is a better deserving caliph than me, because you see, you have to understand the history of the Abbasids. The Abbasids, they came to power as supporters of the Ahlul Bayt. That's the slogan they used to come to power. But when they got the power, they sidelined the Ahlul Bayt, because they themselves claim to be Ahlul Bayt, because they are the children of Abbas. So by that virtue, they are Hashimi, they are Qurayshi, and they are qualified to be the Khulafa. So they claimed it for themselves. So when Ahlul Bayt were fighting them, they kind of sidelined. So Al-Ma'mun decided that Ali Rida will be the caliph after me. Then Ali Rida died, radiallahu anhu. He died. Then what happens? The Shias claim, oh, he was killed. Why couldn't Al-Ma'mun kill him before putting him on the coins? If Ma'mun wanted him killed after declaring him to be the Khalifa, he could have done it before that.
Did he not marry his daughter to Ali ibn Musa Rida?
I don't know about that. He married his daughter, Al-Ma'mun. Yeah, okay. So, all these things put together, historically, the Shias, the Imams were not like them. They were Ahl Sunnah. They were mixing with the Sunni ulama, they were living, they were doing things with them. Fine, they may have these, it's possible that they were surrounded by these people of Kufa and some Persian Shias, okay? It's possible, okay? Who had different views, but the Imams are not like this. Imams are not like this. There's plenty of evidence, so much evidence is unbelievable, that how these people even came up with their own history. They have their own version of events. And when you check it, all the crying and moaning, and when they tell stories on the minbar, you stop them for a second and ask them, where is the reference to this? You just said something, this happened, oh, and they start striking themselves, start crying and crying and crying. We are human beings. When you make someone emotional by telling emotional stories, people cry. That's natural. Crying is not the problem. But the story is, where the hell did you get it? If someone comes and says, Hussein was stabbed in his heart 50 times, I'm giving an example, and they start crying. But the story is not true. I'm not saying Hussein was not stabbed. Yeah?
المأمون اقترح على الإمام الرضا تزويج بنته حبيبة فقبل الإمام بذلك.
Allahu Akbar. So Al-Ma'mun gave his daughter in marriage to Imam Ali al-Rida.
By the way, Shia sources.
Yes.
Wallah, Shia sources.
So now I'm asking, why? Why? If Imam Ali Rida was like these people, what they believe in, some of the kufr beliefs they have, absolutely impossible. Al-Ma'mun would never do that. He would be committing suicide. You see, I'tazal, Mu'tazila, that was a very confusing, it was a fitna, okay? It was a very confusing debate. People genuinely got confused. Even some of the ulama got confused. Tashayyu out of the question. It was well known by then that these people, the people of Kufa, are a bunch of munafiqun. Their religion is nothing but nifaq. If Imam Ali Rida was like them, or proclaimed to be like them, or be their imam, never would Al-Ma'mun put him on the coins as his Waliul Ahad and give his daughter, as I've been just told. So all these things are very important for us to consider. On that note, I think I need a coffee. I'm going to go and have a coffee.
Very good talk.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Alaikum salam. How are you? You okay?
Didn't recognize.
Alhamdulillah. I'm going to keep it indoors. I am not, I'm trying to recognize. Looks very familiar, this face.
Danish.
Oh my God, look at, since when ये दाढ़ी कब से छोड़ी है? मैंने कभी भी ना पहचानता. कभी भी ना पहचान. How are you, Danish? थोड़ा वजन भी बढ़ गया थोड़ा वजन भी बढ़ गया Oh, you're back.
We've been waiting eagerly for you.
I was just talking about the Shayo.
We've been waiting for you all that time. You know, we're gonna shoot off. We only come for you.
Shall we go and have a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a find you. You know, online I basically asked you about the manager.
Which one's good?
Yeah, the stuff with Mazahid. I asked you. Like,
Oh, you asked me.
yeah, it was me.
Oh, subhanallah. You want to buy one?
Nice meeting you, brother.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you very much. Better go back, heading back to Southampton now.
Oh, Southampton. Nice journey. Safe traveling. Guys, cameraman. Koi is there anyone? Koi aaya banda? Do you have anyone? He's ignoring me. He's ignoring me. He's ignoring me. हाँ भाईजान किधर घूम रहे हैं आप? मैं को कॉफी शॉप पीते हैं। मैं को रेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। मैं अभी रेस्ट कर रहा हूँ। Sorry?
I need to ask you a question.
I was talking to him. But are you Ahmadi?
I am.
Okay. Did you come to debate or something?
No, I've come to listen.
Okay. Well, I had a conversation earlier with them and I asked a few questions. They're not giving answers.
I've been watching some of your videos.
But today I came prepared today. Last week was random.
No, that one's mine.
Jumping into
Yeah, good call. Actually, I know what you mean now. But just put them there. They can.
You don't have to
Go with it. They will sort them out. They will sort them out. So
yeah, with Rouhani Khazain. With the purpose of the post-war, this is what I'm coming with. I'm not counting our books. Because Rouhani Khazain is authoritative for the Qadianis, for the Ahmadis. By the way, Qadiani, when I use the term Qadiani, it's not derogatory. You might want to get them. No, let's not force people. That's all right. Yeah, but if you're not qualified, I would just like to ask you a couple of things and I need to go to a coffee. Yeah? No, it's not recorded. I'm this is the worst thing ever. I know. Because I put out a challenge to Ahmadi missionaries. There is Baitul Futuh here, and more than none of them has the balls to come in. So this guy, they sent this guy, and he just, he's a kid. He's a kid. You're a Christian. Literally,